the next part of our lesson will actually be the parts of an egg. So we will be talking about the parts of a chicken egg because that is our lesson. But please remember that all birds have the same parts to their egg because they are all birds. So we will be starting with the shell. So we know that the shell, the outside of the egg, is what protects what is inside of our egg, which is our chicken embryo. So that shell is an ovoid shape. If it was one-dimensional or two-dimensional, it would be an oval, but since it is a three-dimensional shape, it is an ovoid. You can see it's only half because this is one of our lesson materials. So the shell is on the outside. It can be white or brown or green or blue or even a light shade of lavender depending on the type of egg. So now we will move on to the membrane that is just to the inside of our shell. That membrane is a protective layer between the shell on the outside and the embryo on the inside of the egg. Think of your skin. Your skin is flexible and pliable and it protects everything on the inside of your body. So that membrane is very similar to that. Now it is a very light, white, almost clear color, so you don't always see it when you crack open an egg. But if you were to run your finger on the inside of an eggshell after you were to crack it open, you could see that thin membrane that is on the inside of the shell. So next we will be moving to the air cell right here. This air cell or air pocket also is another protective layer inside of our shell. It cools the egg. It keeps the temperature at a normal level, just like when you sweat, that cools your body. This air cell also helps to keep the temperature, the right temperature, inside of the egg. Now we will be moving to the abdomen, which is what most people call the white of the egg. Think of when you crack an egg. You normally see the yolk and the albumen. So the albumen is the white of the egg, or the clear, and that helps to protect the embryo, and it also contains all of the protein and the food that the embryo or the yolk needs to continue growing. So now we're going to move on to this rope part of our egg, and that is the chalaza. Okay, so that keeps the yolk in the center of our egg. It keeps it from bouncing around and smashing into the side of the shell. Think of the chains that hold a swing on the playground. If those were not there, you would fall. You would not be able to continue swinging. These ropes help keep the yolk in the center and protect it from bouncing around and getting hit on the edge of the shell. So now we're going to move on to our yolk, the yellow part of our egg. That is the embryo. So if this were a fertilized egg, that would grow into a chick. But if it is not a fertilized egg, if it is the eggs that you get from the grocery store, it is the yellow in the center that you can also eat. And then very, very small red disc is the germinal disc, as you can see, my friends. That is where all of the genetic material is found. So this, depending on our picture here, it shows the germinal disc. So that means this is a fertilized egg and it would grow into a chick. Here on our egg lesson, you can see the germinal disc, which means this is also a fertilized egg. And that is where the cells will begin to form. That is where all of the DNA for our chick is stored. So that is how the chick will grow into a chicken. It will depend on what the species is. So it will have red feathers or blue feathers. All of that information is there in that tiny little germinal disc. So that is the parts of an egg. This is included in your lesson materials. It is blank, so you can color it as you please. You can color it the way that an egg looks, or you could also color each part a different color. That is up to you, because this is now yours when you receive it with your lesson material. So I hope you enjoy coloring it, learning from it. All of the information about each part is provided here at the bottom. So that is some great information for you. If you are able to, in Children's House, begin writing in your notebook, you could copy some of these words, practice your spelling. Elementary level students, you could make journal entries with this. You could write a story about the chicken egg. You can do whatever you would like with this. This is just a great jumping off point, or a starting point for writing in your notebooks. So the next part of our lesson is the parts of a chicken. This also is included in your lesson material. It is also blank. You have the words at the bottom, but the one that you get will not have the words filled in the boxes. So we will start at the top of our chicken. Every chicken has a comb, which is that red skin at the top. It keeps our chicken cool, or our chick. And if you hear in the background, you can hear some noise. Those are our chicks. So if you see me looking over here every once in a while, it's because they are right off camera, and I want to make sure that they're safe. But they are just being chicks right now, and they're talking to each other. So again, the comb is on the top of their head. Now we're moving on to the beak. We know that every chicken has a beak. That is how they eat their food. They can crack open pieces of corn or seeds. They can catch an insect with it. Their eye. We know that our chickens have eyes, and those eyes are very important. Their eyes are on the sides of their head, and they're very large, so they can see everything going on. They can see if a predator is coming. They can also see if their friends, the other chickens, are nearby. They can also spy an insect, catch it, and eat it. So now we're going to move on to the earlobe. They do not have external ears like you or I. They have a flat earlobe against the side of their heads. That also, with a hen, helps to determine the color of the egg, so the feathers around their earlobe. Normally, if they have brown feathers there or white, they will lay a brown or a white egg. So now we will move on to the wattles. Again, that red skin that is under their chin. That, again, helps to cool their body, just like the comb on the top. That wattle will help to cool their body when they get very hot. The blood will go there, it will get cooled by the outside air, and it will recirculate in their body. Now we're going to move on to their shoulder. Just like we have a shoulder, the chickens have a shoulder. That is what their wings are connected to. That is how they were able to flap their wings and move around, my friends. So now we will move on to their breast, which is their chest. That is, if you eat chicken meat, normally the white meat that you eat comes from the breast of the chicken. Those breast muscles are also attached to their shoulder and their wings, and if those muscles are very strong, they are able to flap their wings harder and able to fly up higher onto a fence or even into a low bush or tree. So now we're going to move on to their vent. That is at the very back of them. That is their bottom. That is where they go to the bathroom from. We'll move on to their tail. It is not labeled here, but you can make a line for it and you can label their tail. We know they have a tail feather, many tail feathers. We'll move on to the shanks, which are their legs. Their hock is the top of their legs. Think of your thighs. The hock is the top. The shank is the bottom or the calf of their legs. And they also have toes on their feet. So this is a very simple diagram, but you can fill in the extra parts. You can fill in where they have a wing, where they have feathers on their body. You can color this chicken as you would like. It can be realistic, or you can make your own chicken. It can be brightly colored, rainbow colored. It could be black or white, or any combination of colors in between. Again, the one that you receive with your lesson materials, these boxes are blank. You need to fill them in. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This again is a great lesson. I will show more chick videos. But again, I hope you have enjoyed your life cycle and parts of the chicken lesson, my friends.